Welcome, welcome, welcome once again, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Talks with Noelle Season 4, Episode 3. It's crazy. We're actually 4 seasons, you know. It's all a bit mad. It feels like it's been a long time, but it hasn't even been 2 years yet. It's almost 2 years. But yeah, it feels a bit crazy. So once again, thank you all for joining. Please share the link. Please share it to your friends, your enemies, your side chicks, your side guys, your main thing. Share it to everybody. Like I said this season is dedicated to creatives. So today I'm gonna have Priscilla Owusu come on, and we're gonna talk about her life as a female director in a male dominated industry. So for those of you who don't know, Scilla has been doing directing for a while now. She's directed some of your favorite music videos. You probably don't know it's her, but once she comes on, once we get to talking, you'll be like, oh my gosh, was that Scilla? And I'll be like, yeah, that was Scilla. So Scilla's going to join me. But before we go any further, I want to give a big, massive shout out to my official sponsors, Boldly Stated. Listen, they're there for all your jewelry needs. Anything that you need, hit up Boldly Stated. All right, so quickly, I'm just going to read Scilla's intro. I'm gonna read her profile, and then I'm gonna get her on, and then we are gonna go. All right, so Scilla Owusu is a Ghanaian director, producer, and screenwriter. She recently made it into the Forbes Africa 30 under 30 list. Guys, in this 2020, she made it on the Forbes 30 under 30 list. That is amazing. We're going to talk about that as well. She was born in Hackney, East London. Scilla attended Sir George College, where she studied business studies before showing a deeper interest in writing and producing. Scilla released her first online series called A Lesson Learnt in 2015, which she wrote and produced. The series gained traction and became very popular, catching the eye of the Screen Nation Digital Media Awards for 2 nominations under the categories Best Web Series and Best Web Series Assembled. The series won Best Web Series Assembled in 2016. Scilla ventured more into producing with independent filmmakers before diving into the world of music directing and video production, which eventually led her to create her own youth organization or social enterprise called Youngtreprenuers, which she founded in 2019. Guys, I feel like she's done a lot, but everything that I've just read was in the space of we're in 2020, 5 years. So without any further ado, guys,
Hey, girl.
how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I'm good, not too bad at all. How's your day been?
Yeah, it's chilled.
Okay. I'm surprised you have a chill day because we all know that you're busy. So I'm very surprised that you have a chill day. I'm very surprised. Okay, so let's get straight into it. So we know you studied business studies, but then some way, somehow you ended up in writing, producing, music directing, just filmmaking. So I have to ask, how did you get into your industry?
Um, so, um, okay, so after, literally just when I finished college,
Yeah.
that's when I was just literally a few months after I finished college, I started writing series, and then I didn't have money to afford a producer, so I learned what I knew about producing and
Mhm.
producing myself. So by the time that was done, it was like 2000 and I think 16ish.
Mhm.
And I was just like, I want to carry on producing, but I didn't want to do film because I felt like it takes long to come out, and I
Yeah.
wanted to see what I do. So my brother, he's also a director, so I started producing videos for him, and
Mhm.
he was just like, you got to branch out. You can't just work with me. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like what am I gonna do? So other directors as well.
Mhm.
Um, a lot of directors. So then, yeah, like a few got back to me. It was like a
Mhm.
director called TK, Monisa, Chazapei. Like I worked with quite a few of them, and I was producing music videos for them
Mhm.
for about I'd say like 2 years. Whilst I was working part time in a gym, and then I think around about 2017, I just started feeling like producing is cool, but I have more to.
Mhm.
And then I literally it wasn't like I've always dreamt of being a director. It was just
Yeah.
like in 2017, in September, I decided, you know what, I've had enough and I feel like I have more to offer, so I want to start directing. And then I directed my first music video on the
Wow.
of January 2017, I think, or 18. One of them. Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that is amazing. Okay, so you already answered my next question, which is where did the passion come from to go into directing? But like you said, you felt like you had more to offer, so you just went for it.
Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so I have to ask because a lot of people might not know, but I know you come from a very, very creative family. So obviously, like you said, you produce, you direct, you write. I don't know what you don't do. Your brother also directs. He's a photographer. All of these things, and your sister's like an artist. Guys, not like us. She goes into the studio and raps. Like she's a proper artist. Like proper correct artist, you understand? So I know that you come from a very creative household. Now, how do you guys all like distinguish yourself from each other? Do you ever find that people are like, oh, but Sarah would have done it this way, or Danny's like, do you find that people are comparing you guys? And how do you guys all make sure that you're very distinguished in what you're doing?
I used to find that people when I first started producing ish, like when I started producing and the clients were more like popular, people would be like, oh, like her brother is the one who got her the job, like how cute. And I'm just like, no, he didn't, you know, like there's been somebody pushing you into a field and then somebody actually doing the job for you. So I felt like a lot of people would try and like a lot of people would feel like, oh, she must have been her brother who produced this video or directed this video. There's no way she did it. Like she's a girl. Like, what are you talking about? And then they were just like, yo, like just he can do his own thing and I can do my own thing. Like you don't have to
100%.
obviously like he's more popular than me. So I understood why people would feel like he's the one doing everything, but it was just like he's not even here, you know? And I just understood that, you just have to work hard and put out the work and show people. So I'll try to put up some behind the scenes and here and there and let people know, like, it's me who's really
Actually working, guys. I'm actually working. Okay, so that leads me into my next question, because you said that people are like, oh, she's a girl. So what's it like to be like a female that's actually doing well in a male dominated industry? What's that like?
Thank you. In the beginning, it was tough. I mean, it's not like I'm a master at this now, but like when I first started, it was definitely difficult especially because I started when I was 18 and I'm 23 now. So I have such a baby face. So imagine back then, I was looking like I was 15. And people seriously, like, they just felt like, shouldn't you be in school? Shouldn't you be in college? Like, shouldn't you be revising? Like, why are you here? And then on top of that, I was just like, this is not a place for women. Like, people would be like, are you the makeup artist? Are you the stylist? I'm just like, I'm the person cutting your checks for you today. So respect me a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, it was just, I feel like for me, it was more so difficult in terms of trying to get respect, trying to get people to listen to you and trying to get people to take you seriously. And yeah, that was one of the major parts. And also in terms of like being up against other male directors, sometimes obviously I understand that if somebody's is more experienced than you, then they will obviously get the job or get bigger budgets. But then sometimes I'd find that I'd be up against people who are on the same quality as me, and we'd both be pitching for the same job, but then they'd be getting paid more. I'm just like, the same song, same video, same artist. Like, why are they getting a bigger budget?
Yeah.
And it's simply because, like, I actually had someone tell me, like, oh, because you're a girl, like, in case you mess up, like, you're not too sure you know what you're doing, so in case you mess up, at least, like, we haven't taken it out. And I was just like, okay, like,
wow.
But yeah, so that's another factor in terms of like it was a bit hard to try and convince people like to give me the pay or the budget that I'm deserving of, and then thirdly, just as typical things like just being harassed on set. It's annoying, especially when you're working with like the things. I used to think it was just African artists, but it's just a lot of artists in general. If not the artist management, the artist entourage, the artist everything. It's really in a circle. But after a while, like it now, I really get that. I think maybe I feel like as time goes on, how you carry yourself, people can just look at you and know, okay, she's not funny. Yeah. I mean, obviously here and there you might get a little, hello baby, how's it going? Or you did after this, like going home to edit, not going home with you. Yeah, you just have to ignore it and just not pay attention to that kind of stuff. So, yeah.
Okay, so being in the industry that you are in, what would you say? I know you're very strong-willed. So apart from being like strong-willed, what would be your personal qualities that has helped you and sustained you within the 5 years that you've been in the industry? The girls that would have started and be like, no man, every day someone even to me like I quit. So what has kept you in your industry?
I would say that I kind of have a bit of a unbothered approach. Like, yeah, things obviously bother me, but I'm not the type to like go on Twitter or Instagram live and start writing like, oh my gosh, guess what? Today I was on set with this person. You know, F this industry, F everyone. Like, no, that's not how. Like, you know what? I'm taking the L today. I guess, you know, I learned from it. And now I know how to improve. So I think that's one. Just kind of seeing things in a different light and trying to find the positive thing in whatever might seem negative. And then number two, I feel like, you know, most people always say like, oh, you're 23, live life, you know, live life. And it's like, yeah, he said I wasn't living life already. Like, just because I might not be going to DOT brunch every day or whatever, like, the events are, doesn't mean I'm not living life. Like, there's different ways you can have fun. But I just feel like, regardless of how old I am, to be young forever. So whilst I have time, I might as well better myself for the future that I want to have so that when I get older, I'm not, you know, having as much sleepless nights as I'm having now. So that's just my approach on things. So
I respect that. I respect that. So I know that
yeah.
COVID came and just
This
messed
corona.
things up. Because I know you were meant to be in Ghana amongst other places, but COVID came. How has Corona affected your industry?
Listen, I'm supposed to have a shoot today and tomorrow, and the studio guy like, hey, just to let you know, you gotta be in groups of 6. I'm just like, there's like 27 people on set. Like, what do you mean, what do you mean groups of 6? The crew is not even 6, you know. So it's very like frustrating because it's like the guidelines, these Corona guidelines are not actually making any sense to me, like at all, you know. And it's just very frustrating because, you know, a lot of artists are not working. A lot of artists are not doing shows. They're not doing tours, whatever. So, you know, some labels are trying to come with the Corona budget. You know what I mean? You know, they're trying to come with the Corona. It's like, no, you still have to pay me what you owe me. I mean, it's okay. Like, it's okay. I definitely think that Corona has, you know, like I didn't get to be on set for like 4 months. I was almost losing my mind. Like, what am I gonna do? Like, you know. But when the Corona was done, like, it definitely, you know, made people like, okay, we need to work. We need to get as many shoots out as possible before another lockdown that I'm seeing trending on the timeline. I don't
When
know
I
what's
saw that,
going
I said,
on.
"Oh,
Like, I'm not understanding this guy's agenda, but we move. You know, tough times never last. Only tough people last. So, you know,
that's it. That's it. You know it. Amazing, amazing." And obviously, again, like I'm saying, you said you're working from home. So, can you tell me what a day is like in the working life of Scilla is like now compared to maybe last year when you could go on set and you could do stuff like what is a day in your life like now?
things haven't really changed. I mean, most of my work is quite remote. Like, I can do it from anywhere. So obviously, whenever I have a shoot, I have to plan the shoot ahead of advance. So literally, just taking my laptop, like working from home on my laptop. If I'm editing, I'm on my laptop. You know, it was just literally not being present on set to direct that difference. But nothing's really changed. Obviously, during Corona, I was waking up at whatever time and going to bed at whatever time that I want. You know, and during Corona is like you literally start to think, oh yeah, let me actually talk to people. Let me actually call people. You know, like I didn't have time before, but let me check up on people. You know, since I got all
Yeah.
the time in the world. So yeah. Oh my gosh, you know one thing I really hate that happened this Corona, Zoom calls. Oh my gosh, every day Zoom. Just like
No, Zoom calls get
I
annoying.
can't kill myself every day zooming. Like I cannot come and give myself.
Honestly.
So I'm glad that that's kind of like relaxed now because not every day I have to get dressed from the top half and then
You know, the top up. What?
the top half you're dressed and then
I can relate. I'm sure most of the people that are watching us can also relate. You dress the top half.
effort.
Top
You know,
is for work, bottom is for
you don't
sleep.
need to see what's going on there. You know, it's between you, yourself, and I. No.
Amazing. 100%. Okay, so let's talk about how you direct. So I know, and we'll talk about your script writing and everything, but let's start with directing. So say I'm a client, I come to you and I'm like, okay, so like just recorded this song and I want you to shoot the video. Now, what would be the next steps?
Okay, so I'll listen to the song, see if I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it, then I'm sorry, but I may not be able to shoot it because, and it's not even in a rude way. It's just because I need to be inspired by
Makes
it.
sense.
So once I listen to it, I write something that's called a treatment, and a
Mm-hmm.
treatment is basically just a visual representation on a document, also with just video links, photos of references of how you basically want the video to look like. I'll send that to the client, and then they, approve it. Maybe they might have some changes. And
Yeah.
then sometimes they might give me a budget, or sometimes they might be like, "Oh, I don't have a budget. Can you put something together for me?" Then when you say it, they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, so it's just like you put together a budget for them, break it down, and then once they approve it, they send you over the deposit. And then me and the producer and the director of photography will go location scouting.
Okay.
Just for that, just to plan my shots and just to make sure that where we're filming is safe.
Mm-hmm.
Just making sure that we plan ahead, and then I'll create a shot list, and then then obviously turn up on the day of the shoot and shoot according to my shot list, and then I also edit all my videos as well. So
Amazing.
when you get the footage, and I just start editing, and then in like 2 to 3 days they get their first draft, and then whatever they want to do once the video comes out, it's entirely up to them. I've done my part. Once I collect my money, then they get their video. No
Yeah.
money, no video.
Yeah, amazing. That one is true. So what do you do? Have you had a case where you finished shooting somebody's video and they haven't paid like the rest of the money? So what would you do with the video in that case?
One time when I was producing a video,
Mm-hmm.
oh my gosh, I had to wait 2 months to get paid, and I was thinking like, these are tough times, and they are lasting for a while. So can I get that payment? Or, but in terms of directing,
Mm-hmm.
I've never had anybody like long me out for money. But sometimes in the beginning, I would just turn off the video and just pray like, I hope that this person's gonna pay me,
Hey.
because when it's time to shoot, they're so fast and everything. But when it's time to pay, suddenly, oh, the bank is closed. I got the bank. My accountant is not available. So it's just like,
Sorry.
oh, it's just like, I'm gonna hold your video hostage, and when you pay, then you will get your video. Until then, the video is not leaving my site.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's like people understand. Nobody like you kind of know when a client is a bit unserious and gonna waste your time. So
Mm-hmm.
them. So I've not had anybody like take that long to pay me, like literally straight away, because you kind of discuss that ahead of time, like before
Mm-hmm.
you let them know that when do you want the video by. They'll tell you that I want the video by this day. You say, okay, cool. Well, you have to pay before. They're like, yeah, fine. So it's not really, it's just that one instance when I had to wait 2 months. It's summertime, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, and then I noticed that you said that before you even direct, you do location scouting. So I also know that you work in Ghana and you have a business in Ghana. So when let's say somebody hires you to come and shoot a video in Nigeria or in Ghana for them, how does the location scouting work? Do you wait till you get there to scout, or you have people that you kind of send to go and do that for you?
Yeah, so in most cases, I would prefer if I
Mm-hmm.
could find a producer in that country to
Mm-hmm.
go out. But whenever you're flying abroad, it's like the budgets are always a bit more restricted, because obviously they're paying for your flight, your accommodation, your
Mm-hmm.
visa, and then you're going to be out there for longer. So it's like, what I usually tend to do is that I go online. But yeah, I go online, I just go on like Pinterest, YouTube, or check out other videos of people who have shot there, and
Mm-hmm.
get an idea of what is actually there, or Instagram. And then what usually happens is, let's say we're shooting for like one day, well, most times it'll be 2 days. We'll
Mm-hmm.
probably like 5 days. So like 2 days, the day we land is when we'd actually go and check out the locations,
Okay.
see like, okay, this makes sense or it's not making sense. So that's how it's been. And every time I recently went to Amsterdam,
Mm-hmm.
and the day I landed, I had to go location scouting there and then. I've never been to Amsterdam in my life.
Wow.
And we shot the next day, and then it started raining. Like, so I mean, what are we gonna do? Because it started raining.
Yeah, how does that help? Because that affects your shooting schedule. So do you postpone? Do you wait for the rain to go?
There's no postponing once the money's been paid. You cannot postpone. You have to think of solutions there, there and then.
Wow.
The only time I've ever postponed a shoot was if maybe like ahead of time something was happening. Maybe like ahead of time the
Mm-hmm.
art is no longer available, then push the shoot back. But There's never been a time when you get on set and it starts raining and then the shoot's cancelled. No, you wait till the rain leaves, or you will shoot in the rain. There was one shoot I was producing one time. I specifically told everybody it's going to rain at 4:30. Everybody's like, yeah, sure, we've done by then. People came on set around like 12. I said, nah, this is going to be a mess. And then it started raining at 4:30. And
wow.
I mean, it wasn't like fun lighting, but it was just like, my hair's going to get wet. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to get wet. Like, but we continued shooting, and like an hour later, it stopped raining. So, yeah, you always figure it out anyway. So sometimes got really hectic, but then at the end, like, whatever.
Okay, all right. So now let's talk about Forbes Africa. You made Forbes Africa 30 under 30. How did that make you feel?
I feel happy. I feel good.
Was it a surprise, like when you saw that you were on Forbes Africa 30 under 30? Did you know it was happening?
I mean, it was. I don't want to sound like I'm some Raven Simone psychic kind of person, and then it's like happening. But I kid you not, yeah. If you go on my Facebook, yeah, Priscilla Owusu, go on my Facebook, yeah, you will see a picture that I posted in 2018 saying Forbes 30 under 30. Now I was just waffling. I didn't actually put anything there thinking it was gonna happen. I just put it there for decoration. You know what I mean? But then when it actually happened, I was like, oh, I could have sworn I actually put something there. But back in like 2017, I actually made a vision board. I put a lot of things on there, like BBC, CNN, artists I wanted to work with, personal goals I wanted to accomplish, and Forbes was on there. But I'm not gonna lie, I didn't put those things on there with vim that I was actually gonna be on there. I was just like speaking it into existence. You know, a lot of people are like existence. And then when it happened, when I got like the email like to say that I've been chosen, I was like, oh wow. But I think like for me, I'm somebody that like when I get good news, I get happy, but I just don't know how to react. Like I'm not those people who like go have a dinner and start popping bottles and celebrating stuff. Like, it's just like, oh, that's really cool. So like now I need to like get to the next level now. Like what's next after that? So that's kind of how it was for me. My sister's the one who told me about it, and I was sleeping. I was actually sleeping, so I thought that I was dreaming in the sleep. So when I woke up, I was just like, did you tell me I was on Forbes? She was like, yeah, you're on Forbes. I was like, oh. I was like, so what happens now? Like, do I get to meet that Gotti or like, what does this mean? What does this mean? Is that Gotti my business partner now? Like, what does this mean now? But yeah, it's cool. I mean, the lighting is it's not making sense right now. What's happening? Oh, okay. Sense right now.
Okay, there we it's working its way back. Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. Your sister actually told you. No, that's amazing. So guys, do a vision board. Write these things down. Priscilla did it as a joke, but it happens. So I mean,
like the best and worst advice. Like, do your vision board, but I did it for bands.
So what you do is take it seriously. Someone that was just joking and put it on there, and it's happened.
Also, what I will say is though is that you know, doing a vision board and everything is fun, but obviously, like you have to actually have faith in everything that you do because it doesn't help lazy people. You know, I mean, I personally felt like this is something I would have accomplished at some point in my life before I was 30. I just didn't think it was gonna come during the middle of a pandemic when I was sleeping. But I felt like. What I also want to say is that as much as is great to be part of like a credible platform, I just want people to understand that it's actually there's no problem, there's nothing wrong if you don't ever get on Forbes or if you don't ever get on Times or GQ Mag or whatever. Like these platforms do not define your success. Like I would still be successful whether or not I was on Forbes. You know, like I determine my own success. I don't need platform to tell me like that I'm successful. So just don't get disheartened if you like put something on your vision board and you put a certain time frame on it and it doesn't happen. Like sometimes it's about what you learn on the journey and the steps that you took to get there and what you learned throughout that process that matters the most. So yeah, just a little bit TT advice for you know what I'm saying.
I love it. So quickly, guys, she is on Forbes Africa, and when you Google her name, Priscilla Owusu,
it's okay. Yeah.
She's actually the magazine cover. Let me just throw it out there. She's being humble about it, but she's actually the magazine.
You guys, right
There we go. All right. So let's talk about you won an award. So one reason why I really want us to talk about this award, because you said that, you know, in 2015 is when you were like, you know what, out to offer, let me go into directing. And then as soon as you started to direct a lesson learned series, literally, I think it will be like a year or like under a year turnover, you won an award for it. Tell me what brought the drive to even write the series?
Okay, so I was in college.
Mm-hmm.
So I like is that because I know you, I feel like I can just come to it. You know what I mean?
We're flowing.
Let me tell you what happened. So I was in college, and my brother was always getting on to me like, "Yo, you're gonna finish college, so you need to sort your life out." And I was just like, "Oh, like leave me alone. I'm turning 18, I'm gonna live my life party." And I was just like, "Yes, I can party, like turn up the floor now, like you know, like I feel like as African, when you're African, yeah, I feel like you can only go out like once. You can't tell your African parent like you're gonna go out twice in the same row. Like it's just either Friday or Saturday. There's no like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Like so, I could go out
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And yeah, so I saw a tweet one time on the timeline, and it was like funny. And I told my brother like, "Oh my gosh, look at this funny tweet," and he was just like, I told my mum, and then my mum told me something else that was funny, and then they were like, "Oh, you should make that into a story." I was just like, "Me, like story, not talking about like story, like me." And the things I used to always write, like I used to write since I was in year 9, but it was like it wasn't cool back then, so I wasn't trying to let everybody know like this is what I do. So then I wrote the series, but it was just for like my personal thing. So when I sent it to my brother, he was like, "Oh, this is sick." And I was like, "Swear down, like sick here." I was like, "You sure?" Like, you know, he's like, "Yeah, sick." He's like, "Let's shoot it." So obviously he has more experience than me. So he directed the series, he filmed the season, he edited the series, and I learned how to produce. And I wrote 6 episodes. So I was just thinking, like, so who's gonna pay for this? Because like I'm working in Sainsbury's, so the checks are not that strong,
Yeah.
girl.
Yep, I hear that.
Part time, 3 days a week in Ilford. So I was just like, and I lost my job, so I was just like, oh, but
Wow.
with me, right? I was like, wow, okay. But with me, like, honestly, I don't like nothing can stop me. Like, whenever I feel like something's trying to stop me, it's like by force. I want to prove that nothing can stop me. So I had like £200 saved. Can you imagine? Poor money management skills back then. But yeah, I had £200 saved, and we literally used that to buy sound equipment. Then my brother has a friend called Marv Brand Films. Shout out to Marv Brand Films. He actually taught me how to record sound on FaceTime. So we bought like the whole Zoom sound equipment, and I was holding sound for all the 6 episodes. Bear in mind, I am not a specialized sound, operator, but it was a nice gym workout throughout the whole 6, like 6 to 8 months that was filmed. So once that was done, then it would be put out, and then like it was doing pretty well. Like I was just like, wow, okay, people are watching it. And then a year later, we got nominated for an award. We got nominated for 2 awards, and then we won 1.
Wow.
But I never experienced it. Like I never experienced it because I've never won an award for anything. Not like when I was in school, I didn't get like best punctuality or smartest girl. So it was just like wow, my first award. And I made sure I dressed up that day. So I was just like, listen, if we don't win and I wore this outfit, is this is not right, you know. But let me actually tell you like something interesting, yeah. Because like I don't want to be those people that be like, listen, people only share their great moments on the Insta story and Instagram, social media. But I want to actually tell you guys a personal story behind this, right? So on the day of the awards show, right? No, before the show, let's say like I think it was around November. I had 0p in my bank account. Like I couldn't even afford air. That's how broke I was. And I couldn't even afford air. That's how broke I was. And like out of nowhere, HMRC was like, "Yo, we owe you money." So I was like, "Wow, shout out to HMRC on taxing me too much and now pay me back what you owe me." Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They paid me like I think like £95, and I used that to buy a dress, heels, and to get some, tutu bundles. You know what I'm saying, for my hair. So on the day of the award show, I went home with the award with nothing, maybe like 10p left in my bank account from what was left. I didn't even eat that day. That's how much I was struggling. But nobody will know because all they saw was a red dress, the award, and thought that everything was fine.
Yeah.
Nowhere. Honestly, after that, it's like God just said, you know what, you suffered enough, so it's okay. I'm gonna help you again. Then I started getting jobs, and I started getting back on my feet. And it really made me realize that sometimes people might look at someone and be like, I want to be like you when I grow up, or I want to. What's to say? Which one?
Sarah's making me laugh. Oh my god.
You know that ones that you have like weaves from like time ago. You just put all the weaves together and just try and make it into something. That's what I had to do. And yeah, I just want people to understand that don't look at people online and think, oh my gosh, she's so lucky. I want to be like her. If you want to be the broke girl that was on the the stage, be my guest today. But just want people to understand that you don't actually really know what people are currently going through. And really motivated the award really meant a lot because it was like the actors that worked on the project, like we didn't know any of them. They all really believed in the project, and I really felt like we made like a connection in the family. And it really made me realize that wow, like if I can win, like if we can win an award for this, that means that like people actually like this. And I mean, we did have a lot of back and forth trying to complete a second season, but it really made me realize that if I can get this type of, and obviously I know I mentioned earlier on that you don't need like awards or platforms to feel like you're successful, but it was just like wow, if somebody can actually nominate this and think that it's good, I need to carry on. So or like sometimes when I feel a bit demotivated, I always go back to that like 18 or 19-year-old Priscilla on stage and feel like I can't get back to this position that I was when I was back then. So I gotta keep going. Like I said, tough times never last. Only tough.
Before we ask what's next, guys, if you have any questions, because Scylla's very, very hard to get hold of. I'm not gonna lie. I've been trying to get on the show for a year. So before, if you have any questions for Scilla, please just put it in the box. You can either write it or click the question thing and put your question there, and I'm sure she will answer it for you.
Nobody asked me when I'm coming to Ghana because unless you buy my ticket, do not ask me. I'm coming to Ghana when I'm coming to Ghana. So nobody come and ask me, are you guys in Ghana? Because unless I see a BA confirmation in my email, don't ask me that question. That's the only question I would refuse to answer. So
okay, give me 3 pros and 3 cons of being a female in the industry that you're in.
Okay, 3 pros. Okay, one pro is that some people haven't worked with a female director before, so it's kind of intriguing. Like, okay, she's a female director. Let me see what she's about. Let me see what makes her. So that's one good thing. 2, sometimes people who find you attractive want to work with you just because they find you attractive. So it's like, okay, if you think I'm fine, then I mean, we could, I'll let you know I'm fine and I have talent. You know what I'm saying? But that kind of helps sometimes. Sometimes. You know what it is? Some people, they pretend to, like, they DM you, like, oh, I want to work with you. You're like, oh, like, can I get your number? You're like, sure. Then you never hear of the work ever again. It's now like, hey, do you want to go and grab lunch? And it's like, are we shooting at lunch or what are you doing? So that's the second.
Are we shooting at lunch?
Are we shooting at lunch? Like, is there like a restaurant scene, the concert that I missed out or what? Third thing I would say is a good pro is that, I mean, I get like some people message me sometimes who like want to get directed and they don't see anyone who looks like them. So it's like, okay, she looks like me, there's some hope. So that's a nice thing. I think number 3 is what I really like the most, that at least somebody can somewhat say that I inspire them or give them hope to keep on going. So that's 3 pros for me.
Lovely. And then 3 cons, please, if there are any that you can think of.
Yeah, like I mentioned, like 3 cons in terms of some, like earlier on, try and fight for the budget that you can deliver on was a bit tough. But sometimes I don't want to make it like it's specifically because I'm a girl or specifically because I'm black. So you don't really know what's going through people's minds. Some people are just bad. It's just literally that. Some people are just bad. So that's 2. And then I would say one thing that I really dislike, going back to the men situation, like there are a lot of men that are really respectful. I'm not going to jump on this men are trash bandwagon thing.
Not at all.
Yeah, I'm not going to jump on this men are trash bandwagon thing. But it does get very frustrating when people really be like, oh, let's have a meeting. Like, I've got this project I want to talk to you about. Let's have this meeting. And you're thinking, oh, I'm going to get the job. Like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'm going to get the job. But when you get there, they're not talking about anything to do with what they initially wanted to talk about. And it's just like, I know for a fact that if you will never do this to a guy, you will never do this to a guy. And I think sometimes too, Another con is when people say like they say silly things to me like, like, you know, I don't know if this is specifically because of the field I'm in, but they just ask the questions like, so what does your boyfriend think about you, direct? I'm just like,
They're trying to find out.
what does your wife think about you asking me these stupid questions? How about that? Just like, why are you asking me? Or maybe like sometimes people ask me, so out of all the artists you worked with, which one would you like date or would you sleep with? It's just like that has nothing. It has nothing to do with anything. Like, why do you want to? Do you fancy them? Like, do you want to? What is that? And it's just like, why do you
No
have to?
professionalism at all.
Why do you have to assume that just because I might be working with somebody big, that I had to have done something to
Yeah.
get there? It's like nobody assumes anything about men when they get to where they are. So why is it when it's a woman, it's like she must have done something? There's no way she gets to shoot for Chris Brown. There's no way that she must have. It's like why must have? You've been following me. They can actually see that I've actually been trying my best to
Been
do.
grinding.
Yeah, like I've actually been trying my best. So it really annoys me sometimes when people feel like, what does she do? Like, why is she randomly shooting for this artist? Like, didn't she just think? It's like, no, I'm not saying that I'm been in the game for 20 plus years and I'm the best director in the world, but it's just like give credit where credit is due, like be able to compliment people and be happy for them without always having but, there should it's not always she's good, but just say good, and the last concert, I know you said free, but I'm just
No,
like,
go on. You're on the flow, so go.
the last con is when people say like, female director, is like, why do you have to put the female there? Do you call him a male director? Do you call him a male actor? Why do you have to put female? Like, I'm not entirely bothered, but it's just like, why are you trying to box me? Like, when it comes to the female type of concepts and that should be called for. Like, don't box me into that female. Or when they maybe like if it's someone who wants to do like a black type of video, like black empowerment or something, the black girl for the PR, then it's like, oh, let's get her. And it's like, why don't you just work with me because you want to? Like, why does it have to be because I am? Like, don't make it as if I'm asking for it. I'm not dying for it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dying for it. I'm not dying for the job. So it's like, don't. I really hate when people make it like, oh, no, how could be because like you're female? And I just feel like it's like that could be a female and be rubbish. So how about that then?
Yeah,
Now,
that's true.
those are my like 4 or 5 cons. I don't even know what number I'm on.
That's fine. And then talk to me about I can't let you go without asking about your creative youth organization that you've started in Ghana. So guys in Ghana, Priscilla's got some work for you guys. So please talk to me about the Youngtrepreneurs. How did it start?
Youngtrepreneurs. It started, the idea came about in 2017. Hi David, sorry, I'm here.
No, that's fine.
The idea came about in 2017. And let me tell you something, Ghana, it's not an easy country. Like, here's me thinking I'm from London, I'm gonna just come there and everything will be fine. No, So I had one friend called Erskine. He was like, yeah, you should come down, you should do your workshops here. And I was like, okay, cool. I tried, and I had people leading me on like, oh yeah, I know this guy, he knows this guy. His uncle works in the Minister of Finance and he can help you get it. He's like, where is the uncle? I've not seen
Dream sellers.
So I remember I actually went to I have a friend who I also see as my mentor. He was like the biggest. I always say he's the superhero of Ghana, but he doesn't like to own. And hopefully he's watching this live. His name's called Alvin, and he runs a like a organization called BBNZ Live. And I remember I went to him and I said, Alvin, like I'm trying to do this workshop because somebody introduced me to him, but he didn't even know like why they were introducing him. They just introduced. So I'm trying to do this workshop, but the money is just like very stressful. And he was like, never allow money to stop you from creating. That was what I needed. I was like, you know what? F it. I'm not going to allow money to stop me. So in 2019, somebody messaged me and was like, hey, what happened to your workshop? Like, I thought it was happening. I was just like, oh, like, damn, I put it out there. And I was just like, what workshop? Like, what are you talking about? So literally, there and then I was just like, you know what? I'm going to make the logo. I'm going to make the website. I made the website and I got someone to make the, and then I put it out there. And then one of my friends called me and was like, "Hey, I really love what you're doing. I want to help you." And I was just like, "Okay, how?" He's like, "I want to pay for the workshop." I was just like, "Is this a prank?" Like, is this a prank? So shout out to Eugene on that. Like he literally funded like through like him and his through his organization, the Dominion Capital. Like he literally sponsored the whole work, and it was so crazy because it's like he didn't even know what it was about until like after we had met up, but he was still very convinced to do it. And it just showed me that sometimes you hold your ideas back, but some people see things, like they see things in you before you kind of see it. So the first workshop was a director's workshop, and then we partnered with Joey B, where after everybody had been taught by the guest instructors, the winner got to direct Joey B's video that was paid for, which was really fun. So it was Joey B and Bodge. We went to the beach, we shot the video, really, really fun. And then we had another workshop where you came to.
Yeah.
How stressful that workshop was. Okay, y'all just be thinking I'm just bringing these workshops out of the air, and it's just the second workshop. I was thinking, okay, like, you know, this one went well. I'm gonna do another workshop. Like people are gassing me, like, "Oh, do another workshop, do another workshop." People were even trying to contribute. Like, "Yeah, do another workshop." I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do another workshop." Did another workshop, but the money for the workshop, it was looking like it was double of what the first one was. So I was like, so he's gonna pay for this because I don't have this money, you know, to be given out like that, you know what I'm saying? After like 4 months, like from August to like I say like September, November, like my sister could actually vouch for me. Like I was so stressed, and when I'm stressed, I just go to sleep because I think that I can like sleep my problems away and then wake up, but then have to still face them when I wake up. So I was so stressed, and my brother was just like, "What's wrong with you? Like, what is actually wrong with you? You need to stop like behavior like this. You need to go and do what you need to do." And I was remembering Alvin said, "Don't ever let money stop you from creating." I was just like, I can't disappoint Alvin. I can't. I was just like, I can't disappoint myself most importantly. And a lot of the people like were DMing the Youngtreprenuers page like, "Oh my gosh, I can't have a workshop." I was just like, so I set a goal, set a target, and I was just literally being honest, and I was reaching out to people like, like I'm trying to do this, can you help? And oh my gosh, Afrocella, shout out to Afrocella because they just came through to like out of nowhere. One of the people at Afrocella, Abdul, one of the founders, he just called me, was like, "Yo, Scilla, I want to help you out." And I was like, "Okay," because when you gonna be in Ghana, we're gonna get you to meet Kenny, give you some money. I was thinking, me. I was like, what did I do? He's like, "You just love what you do, man. Want to support you, man." I was like, "Oh, like that." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So I just thought, you know what? I can't be having Afrocella be believing in me like this, and I'm not believing in myself like that. So I literally set a goal, set a target of how much money I need to get, and I was just literally working. Taking that was my New York accent, by the way. Taking on as many jobs as I could, and then like I had to make a bit of sacrifices. Like I didn't get to chill as much. Nobody can say that they saw me in Bloom Bar for the first half of December. Is a lie. I was never there.
You were stressed working.
I was stressed, and then the workshop happened, and I had a lot of amazing people who like helped contribute. Like I had guest instructors like FBR, Richie Mensah, Anton Mensah, myself. Like I had a lot of amazing people who helped really push through to make this second workshop happen. So I'm looking forward to the third workshop in God's willing April. So that's one of the things that's next. So
amazing. All right, quickly, someone sent in a question. Okay, what are your future plans with your workshops? Do you plan on doing another one in Ghana? You've kind of answered that, or any of the other countries in Africa. So is Youngtrepreneur going elsewhere apart from Ghana?
Well, thank you for the question. And I definitely do want to do more workshops. Like I want to take Youngtreprenuers like everywhere, like Africa only. I'm sorry, America and London, Europe, but I'm trying to just do it in Africa for now anyway. And but I definitely want to. Obviously, I'm Ghanaian, so I want to cement the workshops in Ghana first, hopefully, and then as time goes on, hopefully every summer is like it can be rotating. So like in June, one in Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda. Yeah, what other countries are there?
Why don't you write it down for Vance?
Yeah, I write down the Vance my visible this evening.
The minute you write it down, it happens.
But yeah, I mean, everything is timing. I'm not in a rush. It's honestly my second workshop, and I'm trying to do at least once a year or once every 2 years. So South Africa, you know, just the countries that people don't really take in as much when it comes to the career. But I know that I can't do it alone. So I know that as time goes on, I'll meet more people who help me, and we can all build something together. So yeah,
lovely. Okay, so before I let you go, 2 last questions. First question is advice young creatives, people that are coming up, that feel discouraged, that one day they're in it, the next day they don't know if they want to do it because of circumstance or whatnot. What advice would you give to creatives across the board, actors, musicians, all creatives? What advice would you give to them?
One advice I would give is to stop the cap. That's the advice. Stop the cap. Now that might sound like what kind of advice is this? But I mean, stop the cap in terms of like, don't pretend to be someone that you're not. You know, like stop pretending. Stop putting things in your bio saying like you've not been set up, like you've not been made your website yet, and you're already putting business occupations in your bio and stuff. Like, just be humble enough to understand that where you currently are in your career is where you are. It's good to think big and stuff, but don't be putting pressure on yourself if you know that you're not even ready to put in that kind of work yet. You know, so stop the cap. Just stop the cap. Stop trying to come on the TL and say people are hating on me when nobody even knows you exist at the current moment. You know, just literally focus on yourself, focus on your work.
100% agree. And then what's next for Priscilla Owusu? What is next?
So, girl, let me tell you what is next. I don't want to ruin it because I'm going to announce it like next week, God's willing. But what I'm going to say what is next is, for all the y'all who say y'all support me, I would love to see it next week when I make this announcement. But you know what? Because you're my girl, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek in it. Because you're my girl, yeah.
Come on. Exclusive news.
So, you ready?
Yeah.
Are you sure? You're ready?
Come on, tell me.
Are you sure you're ready?
I'm ready, Scilla. Guys, if you're ready, drop a fire emoji. If you're ready, drop fire so she could tell us, because I'm ready.
Alright, so during the quarantine, I hate trying to keep busy. Yeah, I'm saying. During the quarantine, well, obviously, during the quarantine, I started writing a lot. And I am glad to announce that I will be, not even, look at, why are you rubbing your hands at birds, man? What's actually
I'm ready. Look, people are saying ready, tell us.
I will be directing my goal is to direct my first short film this year.
Wow.
My goal. And by force by fire, I'm going to accomplish this goal somehow. And I need everybody's support to help me accomplish this goal, okay? And support comes in many different ways, as whatever is convenient for you guys. So I would really appreciate that when I make this announcement, God's willing, this week or early next week, that I just have everybody's undivided support. Everybody, thank you so much for watching this Insta story, by the way. I didn't know that people really care that much to listen to me.
Amazing.
That's all I can say.
Quickly, once you make that announcement, you open to, if there's people watching, they're actors and they want to hear you, like, are you open to having people hit you up regarding
if you're from
the project?
Ghana, if you're from Ghana, then yeah, you can hear me and I will respond. So
any love?
Yeah. So people can DM me, as long as whatever they DM me makes sense. Don't just DM me and say hi. I actually hate that when people just say hi, like hi what? Hi what? You know? Do you ever get that? Hi.
Do you get hi and then it's like, I'll come back and be like, okay, hi, and then you don't respond till like 10 hours later. So what was the point?
What was the point?
Just get to the point. No, I hear you. But again, thank you so much, Scilla. Thank you for honoring my invite. It's been amazing. I've learned a lot about you. Oh my gosh, Danny Wonders is online. Oh my god,
Danny Wonders is
I'm such a big
online.
fan of your brother. It's about you today. Oh my god. I mean, yeah, so it's not about Danny today. It's about you. It's about you today. But yeah, thank you so much for honoring my invite. Like,
you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
I appreciate it. And then hopefully, I'm hoping next year, you know, when TWN goes live, I can have you, Danny, and Sarah, and we can talk, like, just talk. So, yeah, I hit you up in the DMs.
Thank you everybody for watching.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys.
You know.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope Scilla's answered all your questions. I hope you've learnt a lot. And don't worry, Danny, if you missed out, it's going to be on YouTube 7 o'clock tomorrow. So you can also catch it back on YouTube 7 o'clock tomorrow. And yeah, guys, as always, we love you. Thank you so much. See you same place, same time next week. Scilla, God bless you. Thank you so much, man. We'll talk. Bye. All right. Guys, thank you so much to everyone from Scilla's network that tuned in, to everyone from my network that tuned in. I hope you guys enjoyed it and had fun. Next week, we'll be talking to Miss Drew about her big move to Ghana and how she's doing. Listen, when Drew was here, yeah, she had 5,000 followers. She moved to Ghana. She now has 20K followers doing what she does. So we're going to talk about her journey so far. But again, thank you all so much. God bless you. Have a great week. And I'll see you same time, same place next week. Mwah. Bye.